Salutations everyone, my name is Allan Aldroid, and when the weather outside is quite cold and the fire behind me is unfortunately digital, why not rejoice and indulge in something that we all love? Video games.
I love video games.
Couldn't you tell?
And I also love Christmas. There's something about this holiday season that just feels amazing. Just as long as it's celebrated at the right time. Nothing, and I repeat, nothing beats that childhood feeling of running downstairs to unwrap all the presents Santa Claus left you. For me, it was usually video games. Some socks, more video games, another pair of socks.
And you know what comes with the holiday spirit? The day where we get presents. Now, unfortunately, I'm too old to receive presents from my parents, so I have to go and buy my video games myself. Fun. But it's the holidays, a time of giving, of joy. There's bound to be some discounts on the brand new releases today.
Oh man, I wonder what games we can buy. I heard God of War Ragnarok came out recently, and it has snow! A perfect game to buy this Christmas!
Okay! Those games cost a pretty penny, but then again I do understand as technology advances and video games improve over time, they're bound to go up in prices. These aren't your old video games anymore, Grandpa. Look how many bits this character has. Speaking of old games, re-releases.
Older games have been repackaged and tweaked to work on modern hardware for decades now. Sometimes it's remade from the ground up, other times it's just a straight up port or emulator to work on the desired system. Okay, so what games would be good to buy? Well, I know Skyward Sword got re-released for Switch last year, so maybe we should check out the prices for that. What the fuck? Let's have a quick ponder back in time to the good old days of the Wii. Re-releases were already a thing by this point. SNES games had been getting remakes or re-releases on the GBA, for example. Sonic Adventure DX was a thing, etc, etc, but it was the Wii that introduced me to re-releases with the wonderful world of the Wii Shop channel. This channel was my gateway into the games of yesteryear. How it used to work is that you would exchange your hard-earned cash for some Wii points, and you can spend those Wii points on fun games, both new and classic. 2,000 points used to retail for around about $20 or £14 if you lived on this side of the Atlantic. For 500 points you could get yourself an NES game, an SNES game for 800, and a Nintendo 64 game for around 1,000. This was brilliant. Sure, the emulation for some of these games made it look like the cartridge had been left soaking in mud for about a week or two, but these were amazing ways to let people enjoy the old gaming classics, at a reasonable price too. This was how I was introduced to a whole plethora of content back then. I remember playing Super Mario Bros. 1, 2, 3, Mario Kart 64, Wave Race 64, Paper Mario, Kirby 64, Legend of Zelda. I could go on all day. 398 wonderful games from so many systems, not just Nintendo, all playable on the Wii. However, PAL regions had slightly less with 385, and South Korea unfortunately only had 40 titles released for them to buy. If you wanted to play your old GameCube games, don't worry, the Wii came with the capabilities to run all your favourite games, just as long as you had a GameCube controller and a memory card. If you owned a PS3 like I did, I'm sure you'll know that you could play all your old PlayStation 1 games. But not all models could play the PS2 games. If you wanted to play your old PS2 games, you have to make sure that the PS3 that you were buying had backwards compatibility with the PS2. You had to get the original releases of the PS3 in order to have this luxury, mainly the 20GB and the 60GB models. The PS Slim that I had unfortunately did not have this feature. Next we have the Wii U. With the Wii U you could play Wii discs, but not the GameCube ones unfortunately. For me, that really wasn't an issue since I kept and still have my old Wii, so I could play these old games whenever. It's just about finding a copy online or Luckily, you can also buy the older games on your Wii U via the eShop. Personally, I can't remember if you could transfer your old Wii Shop Channel games onto the Wii U, so if you could, please do let me know down below. I know you can transfer your old Wii save files, but that's about it. The Wii U had slightly fewer games on its virtual console, only going up to around about 300. Gone are the Wii points, now you can just pay straight away with your money, which I prefer. Most NES games retail for around about $5, with the SNES going for around about $7.99, and the N64 going for around about $8. But what if you wanted to play your old GameCube games? Well, this is where we get into re-releases and remasters. The only one I remember playing is the Wind Waker HD, updated to be in 1080p and in widescreen, with lots of tweaking and enhancing of the original game's cel shading to make it look a whole lot better compared to the original, as well as uncompressed textures and tweaks to the lighting engine. Gameplay changes also followed, with the Triforce Shard quest being made shorter, faster sailing being available, and other changes to make the game more user-friendly. This was really good and only retailed for around about £40 back in 2013. Now, you may be asking yourself, this sounds amazing! All this old content is made available relatively simply. What on earth could have happened? Well, why don't we hop over back to the PlayStation with the PS4. No backwards compatibility. Except, you can play some PS3 games on PlayStation Now. A streaming service. So, you're playing a streamed version of the game that's being run on a machine hundreds of miles away. To make matters worse, this service was $20 a month. $20 to play PS3 games, that's ridiculous! The PS5 fares slightly better, with the console being backwards compatible for all the PS4 games, and that's it. You still needed the service to download or stream the older games, but what about Nintendo? They're the company I'm pretty much gearing this entire rant around, so how does Nintendo manage re-releases now? It's awful. If you want to play your classic games now, you have to subscribe to Nintendo Switch Online, a relatively cheap service that allows you to not only play online, but also play Mario 1 for the millionth time! These re-releases are a drip feed, and it's horrendous. Xbox have got their act together with the Series S. Most Xbox One games are compatible with the Series S, with the only games unavailable are ones that require Connect to work. Over 4,000 games are available to purchase and play. It's easy as sliding in a disc and the console will either run it or download it depending on what console it was from. Xbox 360 games can also be played on the Series S with over 600 available. However, only around about 50 of the original Xbox games are still playable. Still pretty good. Nintendo Switch currently has 63 NES games and 55 SNES games. But if you pay more money, then you can get access to 21 whole N64 games and 36 Mega Drive games! Wow! So mediocre. And also you get Mario Kart 8 DLC for free or something, whatever. I'm really confused by this drip feed. The Wii ended up with 79 NES games by the time the system's shop channel closed. So why aren't they all readily playable here from the get-go? I know we have some new releases, but it's taken the system around 5 years to get to this point. It is ridiculous. Surely all the old games you had on the Wii should be easily playable from the get-go. Bear in mind, Nintendo Switch Online only goes up to the N64 at the moment. There is no way to play GameCube, Wii, or Wii U games, except with... This game is stupid. We'll use Super Mario 3D All-Stars as our first punching bag, mainly since everyone else already has, but we're also going to use it as a comparison piece. Retailing for around about $60, you get 3 Nintendo games, 64, Sunshine and Galaxy, a music player, and that's it, unless I forgot something. I don't think I need to say how this is atrocious. Releasing in the middle of the pandemic, spending £50 on 3 old Mario games seemed ludicrous at the time, and it still is. How does the pricing work? Does Nintendo really believe that 3 old Mario games are worth this much? And also with the small window to buy this game? Okay, fine, okay. Let's do some speculating. Let's say that Mario Galaxy is worth half of the game's retail price, with Sunshine being worth half of the remainder and 64 being blah 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 blah, you get it. That leaves us with £25 for Mario Galaxy, £12.50 for Sunshine, and £6.25 for 64. I have the vaguest memory of 1,000 Wii points being around about £7.99 back in the day, so this does add up. I don't expect the retail price for 64 to go up anytime soon. With this, we can conclude that Nintendo deems that one of the most highly praised games of all time and one of the most beloved Wii games is currently worth £25 to be re-released on its own. So why the hell is Skyward Sword $60? Releasing in 2021, we were bestowed with the wonderful gift of Skyward Sword HD by the gods of Nintendo. A game that was released back in 2011 was apparently worth the same as the entire 3D Mario All-Stars collection. How did you manage to come to that conclusion? It's preposterous. Wind Waker HD retailed for around about £40 when it came out, and it came with a wide range of fixes and improvements to the game. But Skyward Sword HD's main improvements were HD visuals, 60 FPS, new controls, auto-save, skippable cutscenes, fast travel that's locked behind an amiibo, opening sequence, your mother, and that's it. Honestly, this is what I would describe as the bare minimum in terms of fixes, and this is apparently what makes the game now worth £50? No! That's dumb! You locked fast travel behind a friggin' amiibo! Mario 3D All-Stars looked absolutely miserable and bland from its title screen. But if 3 Mario games are worth £50, not only 3 Mario games, 3 of the apparently best Mario games of all time, 64, Galaxy, Sunshine maybe, I need to play Sunshine properly. Why is Skyward Sword HD worth the same? If it was worth £25, I'd understand, but no, the price is ridiculous. When Super Monkey Ball Banana Blitz got re-released, it was only around about £35, and even then I'd say it's pushing it, but that's understandable. It's an old Wii game. That's how much I would be normally paying. The recent Paper Mario game was released around a year before Skyward Sword HD came out, and that retailed for $60 too. How are brand new games worth the same as a Wii game? Do you know who else is a massive offender to re-release-itis? Bethesda. How many times do you need to port Skyrim to every single console? Skyrim for PC, Xbox 360, PS3, Nintendo Switch, Special Edition for PC, Xbox One, PS4, Anniversary Edition for PC, Xbox One, PS4, Series XS, PS5, Nintendo Switch, Skyrim VR, Skyrim for the Alexa. Wait, what? What's the reasoning behind this? Oh, I don't know. I mean, at least it's accessible. Very accessible. It's nice for the people who want to play the game on current hardware rather than having it locked behind on previous consoles, especially if you're a fan or you're wanting to try out the experience for the first time. Another offender to this? GTA 5. Oh my god, how many times do you need to re-release this one game? And what's the point? You're not getting anything new out of this. I can understand that the Special Edition and the Anniversary Edition for Skyrim may have some more odds and sods for people to enjoy. That's fine, maybe it has all the DLC included in one big package for the Anniversary Edition. Fine by me. But what is the point of re-releasing GTA 5 so many times? What, so then more people can play online? In the end, does this really affect me? No, I don't buy the re-releases unless I have to. I didn't buy Mario 3D All-Stars. I don't care for Skyrim, so I'm not gonna buy any of that. I don't care for Skyward Sword being re-released at a stupid price on the Switch. So why do I care about this? Well, for the people who do want to buy it, it is borderline a ripoff. Skyward Sword HD is £60 and nothing of value was really added. Updated visuals, 60 FPS. Who cares if a big feature that you're putting in, the only big feature, that you're adding in is fast travel, but then you need to buy an amiibo for it. Then you're spending even more money just to fast travel. Again, $60. Super Mario 3D All-Stars came out $60. That's 3 games, bam. It's not the best price, but then I could at least understand where it would come from. It's 3 games, but 1 game being worth $60? No! That's stupid. Go home and try again. Stupid companies.